Good morning, everyone. Hi, Professor. Hi, fellow students. So, we will be presenting optimizing Amul's supply chain for exporting to Canada. We are Group 4, and here are our members yours truly, Katrina, Divya, Modi, Mohammed, and Amit.
So we'll start with the executive summary of the company. To give you an overview of the Amul company, it was officially known as Anand Milk United Limited. It is India's largest dairy cooperative, and it's a key player in the global dairy industry. It was established in 1946 and operates under Gujarat Cooperative Milk Limited Marketing Federation, that is GCMMF, and has a strong domestic international presence. And it has a turnover of approximately 80,000 crore, which is $9.2 billion US. Amul has expanded its operations in global markets, including United States, Gulf countries, and Australia. Given the increasing demand for ethnic dairy products among Canada's multicultural population, Amul seeks to optimize its supply chain to enhance efficiency and profitability in exporting its dairy and ready to eat products to Canada. Moving on to our research question. Change the slide, please. Our research question would revolve around how Amul can optimize its supply chain to enhance the efficiency and profitability of exporting its packaged and ready to eat food products from India to Canada. Moving on to methodology, our research follows qualitative approach combining primary and secondary sources. The primary sources will be the primary data will be collected through an interview with a key stakeholder at Amul, which is our supply chain and logistics expert. Then additionally, we will do a secondary data. We have obtained this data from supply chain reports, government trade policies, and academic studies related to food export, logistics, and international trade challenges. The study will evaluate Amul's current export model, logistical constraints, and compliance with Canadian regulations using a comparative analysis with best practices in global dairy export sector. Moving on, the problem statement would be Amul faces challenges in optimizing its supply chain for exporting packaged and ready to eat food products to Canada, leading to inefficiencies and increased operational costs. These inefficiencies affect timely product delivery, compliance with Canadian regulations, and overall market competitiveness. What are the root causes for it? Firstly, logistical inefficiencies, that is inadequate cold storage facilities, shipping delays, high transportation cost. Second would be regulatory hurdles, that is strict Canadian food safety and labeling standards, increase compliance complexities. And lastly, supply chain disruptions. External factors such as fluctuating demand, geopolitical tension, and supplier constraints impact consistency. Next slide, please. Key preliminary recommendations would be to implement advanced supply chain management software. It will enhance tracking, inventory control, and shipment accuracy to mitigate inefficiencies. That streamline regulatory compliance process. It is to invest in automated compliance system to ensure adherence to Canadian import requirements, then strengthen partnership with logistics providers to collaborate with Canadian distribution network to improve last mile delivery efficiency and reduce any transit delays, then to optimize cold storage and distribution centers. That means we have to establish temperature controlled storage facilities to maintain product quality and extend shelf life. Then develop a contingency plan for market fluctuation. We need to implement risk assessment model to navigate demand fluctuations and mitigate financial risks. Next slide will be presented by Katrina. You're on mute.
You are on mute.
Sorry. Thank you, Divya. So now let's go to the company and interview background and rationale for our choice. So the Amul that's formerly known as Annan Milk Union Limited is under the industry of dairy and food processing. Its primary products are milk, cheese, butter, ice cream, paneer, yogurt, and other dairy-based that are ready-to-eat products. It has already a global presence on exports in products like to US, Canada, Gulf countries, Philippines, China, and Australia. The competitive edge of Amul is the cooperative model ensures fair returns to farmers, maintains high product quality, and offers cost-effective pricing, differentiating it from global competitors. Let's meet Amit Thakur. Who is Amit Thakur? He is the head of logistics and supply chain at Amul, India's largest dairy cooperative. He has over 16 years of experience in supply chain management and has played a crucial role in overseeing Amul's international export operations, including the company's expansion plans in Canadian market. He is known for his expertise in logistics optimization, regulatory and compliance, and leveraging technology to enhance supply chain efficiency. So why Amit Thakur? He was chosen for his extensive experience in logistics, regulatory compliance, and supply chain management, making him well equipped to provide insights on improving Amul's export operations to Canada. So the next slide will be by Mohammed.
Next, please. Interview questions.
It's by me.
It's Amit.
Golden. Yeah. So before before entering our product into Canada, there have been some challenges and there was some risk that we have been accessed. So one by one, I'm going to access that. So first one was the regulatory compliance complexity. So this were adhering to Canadian food safety. Like there were some import regulations and we have to face some bilingual label requirements. Like we need to add the labels in the two languages. Canada is following two languages, that is English and French. So second one is supply chain disruptions. So we can face some disruptions due to like geological instability and even some transportation constraints, and even most of the time we will be facing some like raw material shortages. The third one is cold chain management issues. So this is going to ensure the consistent refrigeration of the products like during the transport from one place to another. And the last one challenge is increasing market competition. We know the competition is increasing, and this will even that engaged well-established Canadian and global companies. So moving on to the risks. So there were some risks that we accessed. So the first one is supply chain bottlenecks. So insufficient distribution channels and transportation constraints. These can actually, lead to delays in the product, and this can actually affect the market supply and can even you can even it can affect the customer satisfaction. So the second one is regulatory compliance issue. So this can it can leads to failure in meeting the food safety and sometimes labeling laws as well. So this can actually make the reputations and reputations or the brand image to a point where it can affect their global reputation as well. So the third one is economic and trade barriers. So this can fluctuate. This can actually fluctuate in the tariffs that have been currently happening out there, and the currency exchange rates and some international trade policies that can actually influence the cost and structure of the dairy exports. And and there are two more. So the fourth one is product quality concerns. This leads to actually extend this need actually extended transportation time. Sometimes it can increase the risks of spoilage and compromise the freshness of the food. So we have to take in mind that we are receiving and sending the products at the right time. And the last one is logistic cost volatility. So at this time, risking the fuel and transportation costs can impact the overall profitability. So we need to take in consideration that we are delivering everything at the right time. So there have been some things like what the risk can be highly likelihood this risk can happen, and the other where they can be which risk can be more impactful. So if we talk about the things that can actually happen, so that the first one is the supply chain bottleneck. So we need to check frequent delays that can actually that can actually leads to some things that going to affect us later. Second one is the regulatory compliance issue. So this can like the Canada has strict food safety and labeling standards, so we need to make sure that everything is going perfectly without without affecting their labels and everything. So the risks that have been gonna be more impactful, the first one is the quality control issue. We know quality is really important, so we need to be very much careful for that. So any deviation in the product quality can severely impact the Amul's brand reputations and even the customer interest in that. So the last one, which can be more highly impacted, that is economic and trade barriers. So we know tariff changes, import duties, and the currency fluctuation could significantly increase the operational cost. So we need to take that into access. So that was my part. So the next part will be explained by Mohammed.
Thank you, Amit. Next slide, please. So now I will explain the interview questions. We design our interview question based on the research interest, expertise of interviews, data availability, as well as relevant concepts like the Global Trade Organization and the academic research. So our key research questions was like primary questions like how can Amul optimize its supply chain for efficiency improvement and profitability in while they are exporting into Canada. And our second question was like the biggest challenges they can face in maintaining quality and compliance. Our The structure of our interview was like we first introduce ourselves and then ask the question and thanks to the interview and explain the purpose of the interview. And then we ask like overview questions like overview of Amul international supply chain operations and how does Amul currently handle export logistics, and what supply chain risk Amul can face in exporting. And then we move to the specific questions. In specific, we ask like logistic and transportation. What transportation methods AML use for exports, and their challenges and regulatory compliance. In the regulatory compliance, like importing regulations and labeling requirement in Canada, and in the next one was risk management. In the risk management was we were risk management, and we were like the contingency plans, how to handle the supply chains without any disruptions, and cold supply chain in which like ensure product quality and safety as it's a dairy product. So in the international shipment it will take time, and technology integration with like what technology they will use in tracking and optimizing. And lastly like the competitive advantages, like different how they are thinking they are differentiate itself with other dairy brands in Canada. And our closing questions were Amul's long-term plan for market expansions, and advice for companies looking to optimize their supply chains. And next was the action plan, like what and why. And in action plans we were like decided we put the software managing supply chains like logistic technology that can powered by AI to monitor deliveries and stock in real time. Second, and initial to eliminate both overflow and short flow by using AI tools. And the next one is improve compliance with regulations with like Canadian safety rules, ensure the arrangements with Canadian safety rules to ensure everything is covered, and regional reputation expert work with regional regulation expert to control over quality and labeling and are done right. Improve distribution and logistic. Greater sale can only be achieved by like the formation with the good relation with distributor in Canada like DHL and other and investigate cold chain methods for the purpose to keep the products original freshness, and cuts the cost efficiency. For to cut the cost efficiency, I we believe like use effective transportation routes through bigger ports like Montreal and Vancouver and other major. So by using this we can have the lower rates and can get in if we are getting in bulk, so we can discuss for lower shipment prices. And the approaching for growing market is to like to find the consumers who want to start advertise first, to analyze and find the specific customer what they specific product want and do advertisement according to their choice in the specific that region, and establishing partnership with the merchants like Walmart and other. And next slide, please. Yeah. In the next steps, like first we decided what and why. Now we have to like how and when. So in the like quick steps we need to take like to submit the final preparations on the export logistics so that we can agreements with Canadian distribution as well as supply chain operations like surveys and loblaws, and then do the necessary paperwork with the Canadian Food Inspection Agency. So we have the safety food safety authorization, and in our midterm plan, like conduct an evaluation of outcome, primarily shipment by examining and the delivery deadlines to efficiency. So the efficiency of the supply chain and input distributor identified and fix any operational in our like the in trial basis, so we don't have any issue in the later on, and then put our product on the e-commerce like Amazon and other. And in our long term plan, like to link up with our national supermarkets and the local distributors to get Amul dairy products on each and every shop, so we can get more consumer. And by utilizing advanced technology, like the company can achieve improve in inventory management, so they will not having an issue regarding their losing their shortage of their product, and access of they are not spending on anything like on the warehouses, and use friendly environmental packing and transportation methods with the aim to achieve the environmental goals. Thank you so much for your time.
That ends our presentation, and thank you everyone for giving your time and listening.
I wish less.